So our food is made fresh. So only after you place an order, the momos are made.
That mushroom is moist and juicy. Pepper garlic soup. I love the flavor of the garlic that you get and also a bit of the crunch of the garlic. What I like in the momos here is that the flavors are rather mellow. This isn't the sort of momo that will hit you with a jor ka flavor jhatka. Well, all of this month we are covering tiny establishments, tiny eateries that are doing some great work but perhaps need some visibility, some support getting their story out there, and that's really what's brought us here to the Momo Shop here in RT Nagar. Hello, namaskara.
Welcome.
How old is the Momo Shop?
11 years old.
And you began the Momo Shop?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's been a beautiful, hard-working time for me for these 11 years that I've done.
Yeah.
And this is where I've achieved. These are my recognitions.
Yeah, I think the most important recognition is the recognition that you get from customers.
Oh yeah, the repeats.
Yeah.
That's a good sign. I was working in a corporate for 11 years.
Okay.
I'm a pro mountaineer.
You're a pro mountaineer.
And my dad's an ex-army, decorated officer. And I went for my mountaineering. That's where I fell in love with the momos. And that's the journey. But never knew that I will get into momos.
Really?
I love eating momos. Till date, where are the best places I travel eat momos?
So where's the best momo that you get?
There's one on Church Street.
Really?
Yes. Really nice. Not the best, they're nice. I love to go there and eat.
Fantastic. And I really like his approach. I mean, he runs a Momo shop, but he's recommending another
They're really
place in
nice. It's
Church
called the
Street.
Yak Kitchen.
Called the?
Yak's Kitchen.
The Yak's Kitchen.
They're nice. Very
Probably-
nice.
Okay, check that out sometime in the future. Mountaineering, you tasted a lot of momos.
Sir, I went there when I was, I think, in my 12th end. That was posted in Belgaum.
Okay,
From there, I had to travel all the way to Darjeeling.
okay,
It's one of the most renowned institutes, Himalayan Mountaineering Institute.
okay.
That's where I went, did my mountaineering. And I ate momos there and I just fell in love. I was like, this is the dish I love after idlis. And we used to have parties in my engineering days and when I was in corporate. All my friends used to say, why don't you start your own? And after 11 years of working, I decided, let's start momos. My wife, my friends have been my biggest support.
What were you doing in a corporate role?
I was heading HR operations, my last portfolio.
And from HR operations, one fine day you said, let me go back to my love of momos.
Yes, and that's how it's been.
And so you set up a shop.
I set up a very small, it was a 10 by 10. It was smaller than this. This is the place.
Okay.
So it took me 2 years of real hard work. I thought day one, the day I opened, because momos were not that big in Bangalore in 2010. And then when I started, I thought the day I start only I'll sell momos and I'll be like, this is it. This is
You'll
the
be the
money
king
coming.
of momos.
I thought that.
Yeah.
And then I was really disappointed. It took a very long. It took 2 years of hard work. I didn't do any kind of marketing. It was just word of mouth. And I believe in that.
Okay.
Word of mouth is the best kind of marketing than anything else.
Absolutely.
You can make 100,000 pamphlets. If your food's not good, no one's going to come.
Absolutely. And how are things now?
I'm happy. I'm a very content man.
You're a content man.
Yeah,
and how have things been in the last couple of years?
The COVID has been, downfall.
Okay.
But then stuck on. My boys have been my biggest support. I have 2 boys working for me. This is Momo, this is Samir.
Namaskara.
He's from Calcutta, he's from UP. But
Nice.
okay, he takes care of the noodles, the Manchurians and all. Mono takes care of the momos and the English breakfast.
Oh, you have an English breakfast as well?
Sausages, omelets and all we make.
So what do you serve here? You have
Noodles, rolls, momos. So our food is made fresh. Everything here, so I have a small write-up, good food takes time. So only after you place an order, the momos are made.
So these are what, Darjeeling style momos? What are they?
More of Darjeeling style momos.
Okay.
And we have this pasta machine which I got it from Italy. Sheets are consistent, are thin. So if I make it thick, if I re-steam it, what people actually are doing is they re-steam it and serve it. Because everyone wants it fast like pani puri. I make it then only and I serve. And it's really thin.
So you basically sheet the dough.
And then we make them, we fold them.
When an order is placed.
Only yes, that's, people are little upset. It takes time, but then they know you're getting a end product is very nice.
I haven't tasted Ronald George and Monu's momos yet, but I agree with one thing that he said. Good things always come to those who wait. So what momos do you have today?
We have chicken momos,
Chicken momos.
veg momos, mushroom momos, paneer momos. And that we have it in maida as well as in wheat. Momo is supposed to be maida. And because people like to go with wheat also as a good healthy option, they go for wheat also.
Ah, very good.
Then we have a very special soup that we make. It's a pepper garlic soup. That's the steamer that we have. Authentic ones are circular. What happens if you every time remove the trays, the steam escapes. This is a very simple process of pulling the trays like idlis and
Like idli,
put
yeah.
back.
So that's an idli steamer.
Yeah.
So what goes into the making of that dough?
It's a very maida.
Okay.
Little bit of oil
Little bit of oil.
and salt.
And salt. Okay.
That's it. We don't use any other thing for it to become crunchy or soft, and
What oil do you use in that?
refined oil.
Refined oil.
But the oil is very less. It's half a teaspoon.
Okay. And in the wheat as well, it's the same?
Same processor. It's
Salt?
only the amount of water that goes in.
Okay.
Differentiates the.
Is there salt in that?
Yeah, there is.
There is salt. And now goes the chicken stuffing. So what's in the chicken stuffing?
Spring onions,
Okay.
onions, coriander, soya sauce,
Okay.
and then my special masala which I get from home. It's
Special masala. So that's
yeah.
some aromatics in that.
Yes.
Do you make this at home?
Yes.
I can smell the cumin in that.
Yes.
Lovely. You use some seasoning in that?
Yes, seasonings is there.
So a little bit of MSG used in this. That's where you get that umami sort of a.
So we use more for the fragrance. We use the end part of the coriander, the stem. That gives actually the flavor.
Well, that is certainly a rather aromatic, rather flavorful spice blend. There's also a certain sweetness that I'm tasting in this. You also put coriander in this? Or it's only coriander as well.
Cumin,
Lovely.
chili,
Chilies, of course. So this is what goes into flavor the chicken.
This is only for chicken.
Only for the chicken. So you need something strong to flavor the chicken,
Yes.
and that's what this is all about.
Yeah. See, making a mix and doing it is anyone could do that. But folding is an art.
I like the way he's crimping that.
Yeah.
He folds it first into a half crescent. Oh, he crimps it as he
Yes,
folds it into a
yes.
half crescent.
When you ask for mushroom and paneer, it's not made and kept. We chop it that time only. Even the paneer, we cut it that time into small cubes.
All right, he's going to saute it now.
Yes.
Garlic in some butter.
Yeah.
And then the mushrooms go
Mushroom
in.
or paneer go in. Chili powder, soya.
So your dad and brother both are in the army.
Yeah. Dad's retired.
Okay.
Brother's still serving. He's in Kashmir.
So you didn't want to get into the defense?
I wanted to. That was the whole idea. Finish my mountaineering, do my engineering, and join as a technical entry. But I had a bad accident in 6 December.
Oh, okay.
So I was medically unfit to join the. Ours is a hardcore Fauji family. War heroes and army guys. We have rolls, we have noodles and rice.
So the rolls are more the Kolkata style.
More
rolls.
Kolkata style. But then again, the chapati, the maida that you have is really nice and soft. It's not, nothing is made and kept in the. Even if you ask for a gobi Manchurian, we cut the gobi at that time, then we do the mix. This is the chicken momos.
The chicken momos. Well, the food's here on the table. Time to lower the mask and savor the momos at the Momo Shop. To give company to the momos, we also have a soup. This, I'm told, is a special soup. Also the only soup that they do. So this is a pepper garlic soup. You've got plenty of slivers of garlic floating on the soup. And then you have the momos. So this is what we've come here for. The main act, the momos at the Momo Shop. So that's the chicken momo. And this is the vegetable momo. What's nice here is that the momo wrap is thick enough to hold the filling but thin enough to reveal what's inside. So I can see a bit of the orange from the carrot peep out right there. And should you be someone who refrains from maida, from refined flour, well, you also have those options in wheat. So I've got the wheat vegetable momo and I also have the chicken wheat momo. I love the flavor of the garlic that you get and also a bit of the crunch of the garlic. And that's the paneer. And what is that?
Mushroom.
Oh, Well, this is going to be a big momo lunch. We've got the paneer and we also have the mushroom. And what's nice here is that when you order your momos, the momos are made fresh. So if it's the paneer is chopped fresh. So if it's a mushroom, the mushrooms are diced fresh, sauteed in some butter with some chili, with some soy, etc. before the stuffing finds its way into the momo, which is also steamed fresh. So this isn't your typical momo shop where you will have a large vessel containing momos that have already been steamed almost completely and where perhaps it's just heated up a bit more in the steamer and then served to you. So when you come here, you need to have a bit of patience. The soup has cooled down a bit obviously while we were waiting for the momos to arrive before we could savor the soup. But it's certainly the soup that hits the spot with its garlic, with its garlicky punch. And also with the scallions, with the spring onions too. In fact, the spring onion makes for a nice savory crunch. I think we'll make a beginning with that chicken momo. No, this is the vegetable momo. I think in a manner of speaking, I'm happy that I made a beginning with the vegetable momo. Perhaps it'll be milder in its flavors than the chicken version. The skin is translucent, yet has enough strength to tug a bit on your bite. So on the inside, you've got a bunch of vegetables. I can spot some carrots in there, some bell peppers too. There probably is some soy sauce that also goes into this. Some onions, perhaps. So this is a sort of momo where you're tasting more the vegetal flavors of the vegetables themselves. And perhaps it's time to introduce it to that momo chutney. I can definitely taste the punch of that red chili in that. So you got the tartness that comes from the tomato, of course, but then also I think it's accentuated with some vinegar that goes into it. That's a chutney that's rather spicy. And I think probably you should savor the momo whole as one bundle to make sure that you trap all the flavors in your mouth. What I also like is that the vegetables still have a bit of a crunch. So I'm told in that vegetable momo there's no seasoning apart from the minimal seasoning that goes in. But in that chicken momo, now that secret spice blend that helps fortify the flavors. So I think on that note, let's move on to that chicken momo. Of course, when you come here, you will order the momos and the momos will come to you piping hot. Here, all the momos have come to us almost at the same time because it takes that 15-20 minute lead time for them to dish it out fresh from the kitchen. So as we taste the other momos, perhaps some of them may have cooled down a bit. What I like in the momos here is that the flavors are rather mellow. This isn't the sort of momo that will hit you with a jor ka flavor jhatka. I love the juiciness of that chicken here, or that chicken stuffing here. I love the gentle flavors of both the momos that I've tasted. In the vegetables, I was tasting largely the flavors of the vegetable. A bit of seasoning here and there. Of course, you have that momo chutney with the tomato, the red chili and the vinegar if you really want to amp flavors up. But I like it nice and mellow. And this chicken momo is certainly an example of that. Somewhere in there, I'm also not tasting the flavor, the savory flavor that comes of the onions. The spice mix that I tasted in its raw form that was quite potent with the cumin, the coriander, the chili, etc. is now playing a supporting role to the flavor of the chicken. The last chicken momo before we make tracks for the wheat momos. I think let's begin with the vegetarian wheat momo first. The moment you place it in your mouth, you know you're tasting atta. Because I think atta, wheat, has its own earthy flavors that it brings to the party. And as a result of that, the vegetables have a tough time registering their flavors. In the normal momos made with the maida, I think the wrap served only as a vehicle to convey the stuffings and the flavors to your mouth. But out here, the wheat wrap, of course, does convey the flavors to your mouth, but alongside, it also brings pretty much its own personality to the mix. So if you're really particular about not tasting maida, then perhaps you could try the wheat momo. But I think the wheat momo does take away from what you would expect to taste in a momo. And also towards the end, you are tasting some remnant of that godi hit too. Because after all, wheat has its flavor punch. Let's see how wheat does in the case of the chicken momo. I can definitely taste the wheat, the godi on my palate now. I think the chicken fares better. I think because of the flavor punch that it receives courtesy Ronald's secret home spice blend. But having said that, stick to the maida, stick to the regular momos. You know, you're not going to be eating momos every single day. So unless you have a condition that prevents you from eating maida, I would recommend go for the original momos. On that note, let's make tracks to the other two vegetarian momos that we have on the table here. This, I'm told, is a paneer momo. I'm sure in Darjeeling you never came across a paneer momo.
The meats are different there.
The meats are different, of course.
The yak meat and the other meats.
The other meats as well.
Yeah.
Well, in a place like Bengaluru, I guess you want to play it safe because you want to appeal to a much larger demographic. So I guess it's the chicken and then the vegetarian options. In terms of the mixed vegetables, you have the paneer and also the mushroom. But I'm sure no self-respecting Darjeeling Momo Shop owner ever served paneer. With all due respect to the paneer lovers out there. So the paneer is chopped fresh, tossed in the pan with some garlic, butter and also some soy and chili that goes into it. And you can certainly taste the lushness of the butter, that benne in that paneer momo. And what I like is that the paneer too has a bit of a bite. If the paneer was too soft, was too pasty, I think the wrapper of that momo would have dominated the palate completely. But out here, because the paneer too has a bit of a bite, it is store-bought paneer after all, that helps balance against the weight of that momo wrapper. When the order is called out, into the pan goes some butter and some garlic, and then that chopped paneer is tossed into that. So that paneer absorbs quite readily, quite happily, the flavor of the butter and the garlic. And of course, you also have that chili somewhere in there, and then the soy sauce, but it's largely the lushness of the paneer that you're tasting coupled with the butter and the garlic. I think let's taste some of that mushroom momo next. So I think this is one momo shop where vegetarians will be spoiled for choice. You want a picture? What's your name?
Tanisha.
Tanisha.
Follow all your channels.
You follow my channel. Well, let's make tracks for that mushroom momo next. That mushroom is moist and juicy. I think it's also been fortified with a fair bit of onions, some carrots too, and of course the garlic. I think the garlic plays a dominant role in all the dishes that I've tasted here thus far. And I think the umami punch of the mushroom too does rather well in holding up to the weight of that momo wrapper. I think let's taste some of the chutney with this one. So the other momos that I tasted, whether it was the vegetable or the chicken, were quite mellow in their flavor. So I didn't want to overpower it with that momo chutney. But out here, I think that mushroom has enough heft and punch in its umami flavors to be paired with a generous touch of that chutney. I was expecting the chicken momo to be juicy, the vegetable momo to be juicy, but I didn't expect the mushroom momo to be juicy. As an ingredient, as a fungus ingredient, has a lot of moisture, and that's what it releases the moment you bite into that momo. You want to taste some momo?
No.
You sure? I can taste some of the cumin in that. You got some cumin in that? I can taste the punch of some cumin. So I know there's some cumin that went into that spice mix, and while I could taste the cumin, the coriander and the seasoning as I looked at that spice mix, but within the embrace of the chicken, you couldn't really decipher those individual flavors. But out here, as my palate is getting accustomed to the umami hit of the mushroom, I can now taste some of that cumin. And that cumin provides a sharp tinge of flavor to that umami hit of the mushroom. After tasting the vegetables and of course the wheat versions as well, and also the paneer and the mushroom, I think it's time to end with the original chicken momo, the one that would probably be recognized by a momo maker somewhere in the mountains of Darjeeling. What I love about the spicing of the momos here is that it's rather gentle, rather mellow. So if you like your momos to be flavorful yet restrained on the palate, I think you will certainly enjoy the momos here at the Momo Shop. Well, if you like a bit of flavor jhatka, well, you also have the momo chutney to go along with your momos. So if you want to taste momos that are made fresh, when I say made fresh, they're not just steamed fresh, but these are momos that are assembled from scratch only after you place your order. So of course a meal at the Momo Shop does involve a bit of a wait, but then as they say, all good things come to those who wait. I hope you enjoyed this short, quick Momo tasting here at the Momo Shop. I hope this episode also inspires you, motivates you to go out there into your neighborhood and support eateries like the Momo Shop that are doing fabulous work with the food that they serve. All they need is a bit of your support and your encouragement to make it through these challenging times. So if you love your momos, definitely find your way to the Momo Shop here in RT Nagar. Until the next time, take care, stay safe, stay strong, happy eating. If you'd like to support the work that we do at Food Lovers TV, do consider joining our membership community on YouTube by hitting the join button below or on the home page. You could pledge a nominal sum and receive special privileges like behind the scenes footage, shoot updates, access to live Q&As and a lot more. You could support us on our Patreon page as well. For more info, check out the links in the description below. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, share and leave a comment below. Happy eating!